Hello there. Welcome to Sister Sister. It's your favorite all-women relationship talk show. My name is Jessica, your regular hostess for this particular show, and it's another week. That's why you're seeing and hearing from me. It's great. The show is brought to you by Vodafone. It's also brought to you by Secure. Shortly, I'll get into, a couple of messages that were sent to the show that actually are going to, generate the conversation for today or set the tone for today. I'll also let you know how you can contribute to the show. It is, after all, interactive. Plus, I introduce my sisters right after this. Welcome back. So let's get into action, shall we? There are various ways that you can interact with us: via email to jessica@citifmonline.com, via text, that's WhatsApp, plus 233, 054 998 6996. You can also join us on Facebook at Sister Live. Like our page, join our growing community. Let's go right to introduce the sisters on the show today. Starting from my immediate left, I've got Olivia sitting right next to me, looking really gorgeous as always. How are you doing, sister? You all right?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. How's your week been?
Interesting, busy, draining, but good. Can't complain. Thank God for life. Thank God for work. And family and friends and us and you. Yeah. I'm just low on vitamin S, but hopefully, I don't know. I intend to see if I can get extra supplements, but yeah,
right.
That's just by the way.
Okay, so Olivia's low on vitamin S. Sandria, since your name starts with S, are you getting any luckier?
No. Not at all.
This is not even funny.
No. If you're low, I don't know what I am.
Okay, let's see. Maybe our South African counterparts may be having a better time than we are. Sabby, good to see you. How's your vitamin S coming along?
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Behind the scenes.
Oh boy, okay, right. But apart from that, you're good, are you?
I'm good.
Great.
It's been a long day, but it's ending well.
Good. I like that. I definitely like that. Well, thank you so much for joining us again, all the way from Joburg. We'll go right into our messages for today. We won't waste too much time. So, first story says, I am currently depressed. My boyfriend has been acting strange of late, so the only way I could get to know what was going on was by going through his phone. I recently had access to his phone because we know each other's passwords. I was surprised to see that he had been texting his ex-girlfriend, who has a child with her boyfriend. My boyfriend was telling her how he misses her. He even asked her to meet him in a guest house. He also said she's got a special place in his heart and has been addressing her as my love in his text messages. I asked him the next day whether I'm enough for him as a girlfriend, and surprisingly, he said yes. So then I asked him why he wanted his ex-girlfriend back. He said he does not want her back. I asked if he loves her that much, but he refused to answer and totally ignored me. I started crying, but he never said a word to me and was rather fidgeting with his phone and laughing heartily as if I wasn't even sitting there. When I decided to go to my house, he went out, came back with his friend, behaved like nothing was going on. Currently, he's been acting carefree and doesn't seem bothered at all. But I need to know my stance in his life. I need to know whether he loves me or just my body, or if he actually loves his ex. He's refused to talk about what he did. I never saw it coming. I never thought he would disrespect our relationship like this. We both decided to stay true to each other and avoid cheating. Now I'm wondering what could have pushed him to engage his ex on that kind of level, someone who has a child with her own boyfriend. The other thing is, he stopped calling and texting for a while now. I really thought I was enough because he always told me that I was the best thing that ever happened to him. I'm really not myself. Help me, please. And this is our first message. All right, Olivia, I'm going to throw this one to you. Obviously, you're sitting closest to me, so go for it.
Yes. Okay, young lady, I feel like you know the answers. Thank you for still, wanting to hear our thoughts. First and foremost, if somebody loves you, they don't treat you like that. Love is patience, love is kind, love doesn't keep records of wrongdoing. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Whoever it is who loves you, right, they're empathetic of you. This guy gave you 1,000,001 reasons to doubt his love for you. He gave you 1,000,001 reasons to feel insecure in the relationship. The answers are clear. You were looking for answers because he was acting funny. You went over to his phone, picked his phone, and you got all the answers you need. I mean, he's communicating with his ex. He's not talking to you. You created opportunities for him to dialogue. For me, you found the answers. You realized that he's been texting his ex-girlfriend, calling her babe, can we meet? He wants to meet up with her. It's clear that he wants to be intimate with her. It's clear that he wants another relationship with his ex. For me, if you're in a relationship, right, that is ongoing, you should be 110% vested in the relationship. Give the relationship all the attention it needs, all the care it needs. Nurture the relationship, because what do you want in return? You're looking to have the relationship grow because you both have a common goal or a common future you're both looking at, that you're working towards. Clearly, you're on different wavelengths. This guy is no longer interested in you. You cried in front of him. You let him know well, you didn't tell him that this is what you found out. If I were you, I would tell him that this is what I found out, rather than beat around the bush. This is what I found out. I don't think that you are faithful to me. You've disrespected me. You've disrespected the relationship. And he's cheated on you emotionally. We are yet to find evidence that he's cheating on you physically. I mean, for crying out loud, you can't scream and beg people to love you. It's either they love you for who you are or they don't. And clearly, I don't think that this guy loves you. Because if he loved you, he wouldn't treat you like that. He will care about the fact that you're hurting and you're in pain. I mean, he walked out, after you were crying, and he decided to have some fun with his friends, came back and pretended nothing happened. Because clearly, you are nothing to him. The relationship, as far as he's concerned, does not exist. So, the writings are on the wall, young lady. Like, there's too much in life to be, to appreciate. There's too much to do with your life than sit and brood over some guy who doesn't care about you as a person or even care about your emotions. I think you should pack your bags and leave. But if you desperately need closure, or you desperately want him to tell you in the face, not all guys will tell you in the face, but if you still desperately want him to tell you, sit him down, tell him that this is what you found out, you want to know what to do, and then let him tell you. If he doesn't tell you to, my dear, move on with your life.
Okay,
Call it a day.
Drea, what do you think? Same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Look, his actions have spoken way louder than his words ever will. I've noticed a trend these days where people who are too coward to break up with you frustrate you into leaving by yourself. I feel as if that's what he's doing. I mean, as you were sitting there crying, he was on his phone, laughing heartily. He was probably chatting with this ex of his. He probably was chatting with her and saying, oh, she's sitting here and she's crying and all of that and all of that. I think that, people ask for closure, but closure is overrated. Sometimes closure never comes, okay? If a person has decided, I'm not going to tell you what it is you want to hear, and that's his stance, he says, you're enough. That's all I'm saying. He says, I don't want my ex. That's all I'm saying. He's not going into the reasons why he's still chatting with her. He's not answering if he loves her that much. He's living his life as you're crying. Charlie, chick, leave.
Okay, great. So, I mean, we've heard from Drea, we've heard from Olivia. They both think that this relationship there's nothing to write home about. Essentially, they're saying she should leave. Do you feel the same way, Sabi?
Ladies, in case you don't know this, but men aren't these mysterious creatures that we simply can't understand. That is a lie. You know, when they lose interest in something, i.e. you, it's very blatant. You can't ignore it. So just because he's not mature enough to sit her down and tell her how he's feeling and that he's not into this anymore, right? It doesn't mean that he wants to be in the relationship. He's shown her. He's telling her that he's done without having the balls to say it, right? If you think that he doesn't care about you, please believe him. Believe him. Don't be with someone that does not respect you. And I think the biggest thing for me is don't just let things happen to you. Take control of the situation. If he's acting like you don't matter, but he's sleeping in your bed, there's no respect. There's no respect there. I think that the writing's on the wall. It's very clear. And I think the thing that I'm most concerned with is that she's basing her worth on how somebody else feels about her. That's...
Well, I mean, you've hit the nail right there on the head. There's not much to say. I mean, like we've all said, and I don't know, dear lady, if you're watching the show right here, right now, like, it's so bright as day to us that this guy is up to no good. He does not value you. He does not care about you. So, in as much as it'll hurt, the right thing to do is to save yourself some more heartache and just walk away with your head held up high. All right. Let me read a couple of messages because a couple of people want to weigh in on this one. Daisy says, my dear sister, don't you deserve better? Why will someone who claims that you're enough treat you like this? Don't tolerate this kind of attitude from a guy in a relationship. You're waiting for him to verbally tell you his stance whilst his actions speak otherwise. You need to decide for yourself. Please, 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 you can't force a man to love you, and you deserve all that respect. Your gain, his loss. Stop waiting for a man who is still shopping around. You deserve better. Jennifer says there's no advice for a woman in love. So dear, do what pleases your heart. Sandra says, like the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. He told you you were the best thing that ever happened to him. Now see his behavior. Sister, don't let something he said make you stay in a one-person relationship. One-person relationship, Abi. Now he doesn't call or text, so you're probably in this all alone, for sure. Value yourself and take a break from him. All the best. Queen says, my dear, what stance do you want to know? Don't be fooled. You guys ain't emotionally connected, so there's no love or relationship. It's only you in what you call a relationship, and that's why you're suffering alone. Don't die young cause of a man. Leave and enjoy your life. Boaz says, please have some dignity, respect for yourself as well. If that is not your place, find your own and move out. If it's not yours, ask him to move out. He's not even being honest with you. He loves his ex and not you. His messages are clear. He refuses to talk to you as well. Actions speak louder than words. Everybody's saying that. Esther says, never let a man make you feel like you're not enough. The guy clearly doesn't love you. He's not over his ex. Move on already. Akmene says, Madam, what are you still doing there? Be there and come back and tell us that you're pregnant. That's when you'll realize that when you bite kinky, you have to add shit on. I don't understand what that means, but I catch your drift. Another says, it's from Darko, says, love yourself, lady. The love will be enough for you in order for another not to take you for granted. This is a no-brainer. The guy has lost interest. Love yourself enough to back out. I had another lady try to play that game with me, and I bounced quick. Months later, she called trying to check up on me. I quickly blocked her from all my social media pages, etc. Don't sit down for another to play with your heart like that. And finally, Joy weighs in. Joy says, this one, dear, love issues. When you also stop calling and texting him, he will later realize that he has made a mistake and come back pleading. I'm sure you will be like, but I love him. When someone is in love, no matter the advice, the person will not adhere. And those are your messages. We'll go for our first commercial break. When we come back, there's a whole lot more, so stay tuned.
Hello, viewers. I'm feeling very frustrated and bored in Sambulai. I'm very happy. If you don't understand, don't worry, because myself, I don't understand. In this addition, Vodafone Ghana has now made it possible to send money from Vodafone Cash to all network free. We will cross over to our senior reporter for more details.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing in front downtown. You know, I'm learning to make a vlog. I'm not funny as you said. Vodafone, I'm not quite said. Ultimate Senesika to Topia, Emily to Topia, Echo all the network. I will check up there. Me Tissi Montezo, Diamond Falcon.
Fifia, Matendo says, Rodan, you put charges, Manome. Two, you bro, charges on your wumlo, at the Hamonyo. A beer says, Rodan Ha, charges or Clandan.
Hanging on me, Fanny no me. He send Amanika charges, no charges. I met G. Naka charges, when we know, Mania Cafe BP. Oh, honey, put up for oh,
For me, I do a lot of online transactions. I think I see it. See, the excitement for me is that I get to save a lot on Vodafone Cash.
Please put me down.
I'm so excited. I can now send money to all networks without any charges.
Me ye Jediniba, a bribia sesame chia meduma ye forecam. Sika me chia set charges no. And do so do. Nancy say dear. Me the Vodafone Cash.
Sending money on Vodafone Cash to all networks is now free. Send any amount of money as many times as you like to all networks for free. Dial *110# now to send money.
Any amount for Masumo. Studio 2. Put him in car. And yeah, Muso.
This is the red news. Apologize.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Welcome back, Sister on Citi TV and Citi FM. Of course, my name is Jessica. Now, the show is brought to you by Vodafone and Secure. Now, Secure is a low-dose daily oral contraceptive pill that's taken daily by women to prevent unintended pregnancies. And Secure has been protecting families for over 30 years, and so you're guaranteed, I'm telling you, maximum protection. This actually works. Now, Secure provides the modern woman with a convenient way to plan her lifestyle. And at the end of the day, that's what you really want. With Secure, you decide. Hashtag Secure Pill on social media. Check out the conversations that are going on there. In the meantime, we'll go into our next message. This says, hello, sisters. I'm a 28-year-old married woman, and I have a huge problem. My husband and I never got intimate before we got married. He convinced me that we have sex after we get married, which I reluctantly obliged to. He's a really sweet and kind man, so I assumed he will excel in the bedroom. Can you believe that all he wants is missionary position?
Hey.
I don't have a problem with that style, but at least there should be some variety, you know? I complained several times, and all he said is missionary is the way to go. I don't enjoy sex with him. I want to be able to ride him, to go down on him, etc.
That's right.
I feel like I should have forced to have sex with him before we got married. That way, I wouldn't be here now. He's being really selfish, and it annoys me. How else do I relay my concerns to him without involving other people? All right. Dria be me.
Wow, my missionary. Auntie, they say collect missionary. Auntie, they say collect missionary. Collect.
Take
Please,
it like that.
Take it like that. Hey. Why you can't give the man pressure? So, okay, on a serious note though, my first go-to was speak to the counselor.
Now she's saying she doesn't want
Now she says she doesn't want a third party. Hey. Nah. Yes, he is being selfish. Do we know why?
Nope.
Because I know, okay, so I know that people who, maybe she needs to understand where he's coming from. Maybe she needs to sit him down and have a proper conversation. Because I know some people who avoid certain styles because they set in positions because they believe that they don't last long. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It's too exciting for them, and so they come really, really quickly. So if I feel as if she understood where he was coming from and he understands where she's coming from, they would be able to find some kind of balance. For instance, if that's what his problem is, like this person I was talking about, if it was Doggy, he says, look, please. I'm done. I see your bum now. It's over. You know. So if she says, I don't mind that it's over in
1 minute.
In 1 minute, then at least they found common ground. Do you get what I mean? So I feel as if the first step is to actually try and understand where they're coming from. I also feel as if there's no man who, if he realizes that he's boring his wife in bed, will be happy with. You know,
right?
Because most men I know thrive on the fact that Charlie,
he delivered.
I am there, or guy at the top when it comes to the bedroom.
Thank you.
Right? So if she says to him, dude, Charlie, this your missionary mission that we are on is not necessarily it's not missionary for me. Like, you're not converting me to anything right now, you know. So I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had. They need to understand where each of them are coming from, and then maybe they can move forward. But otherwise, dear Charlie, lie there.
You know, I hear you, but I want us to dig into this a little bit. Like, I don't get why. I mean, I hear you when you say, okay, maybe he's scared that he may come too quickly in another kind of position, but really, is that really it? Is that because I'm asking because I've heard on some platforms that it's actually, for some people, it's even a religious thing where they feel like other positions are ungodly.
Yeah.
Have you never heard that?
No.
Right.
Oh, I have.
It's what?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Olivia has heard that, but let Olivia tell you.
It's from the devil. The other positions are from the devil.
Yeah. I actually do have a friend who, well, two friends, and they're both, hubby and I are friends. And the guy who was going out with this girl, well, this girl said she didn't want any other style besides missionary.
Because
of her religion. Her faith, like, you know, and I don't want to say it on TV, but
There's
you
no
know,
point,
because I don't know how people will take it, but this is not somebody said. This is real, that based on her beliefs, she doesn't want to do any other style. So I mean, what can a guy do? The guy's like, you know, he wants to try other positions, and you can't quite blame him. And it's like, yo. But you see, that's relationships for you. And I keep going back to the fact that people need to be empathetic of each other. As a married couple, right, if you, the guy, before you guys even decided to say I do, right, once you love somebody and the person loves you back, it's supposed to be love making. It's supposed to be enjoyed. It's not supposed to be one way. He cannot decide on his own that it's a missionary and so it's final. Hello, like, this is the 21st century.
He says that's the way.
Like, how can that possibly be the way?
To where?
To where? Thank you. Like, I feel for this woman so badly because you see, you know, life is stressful as it is. And for me personally, I use sex as sleeping tablets, de-stressing mechanism. Like, I'm getting
entertainment.
Yes. And the fact that I told you ladies, I'm lacking you, like, I have plans of making up for it. You see, so this guy, how are you going to... Okay. Bottom line, the guy's objective, right, is to get inside the place.
Yes,
right?
the cookie.
Yes, it gets inside the cookie. How are we going to go round the fact that he's going to get inside the cookie? You see? How is foreplay like, though?
Okay.
You see, that's the question.
But he won't even let her go.
I think he knew. That's why he didn't let them have premarital sex.
Right.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's what I'm saying. Like you rightly said, that's so selfish of him. But now we're looking at ways to solving the problem. I feel like, okay, step one, don't talk too much, because talking is not helping. You have to do, right?
Hey,
get the thing and decide when you want the thing in.
Huh?
No, I don't understand.
Okay.
Me too.
So
You lost me there.
no. Okay. So basically, he wants to do missionary, right? He wants to do missionary. You're like, you don't want missionary. So that's why I asked, how was foreplay like? So after you guys do the whole romancing and everything, and then Butuho tell him that no.
But if he says he won't do,
no, you're not talking. Like you're using your body to get him to do things that he's doing
if he
without
doesn't
realizing.
want to, it doesn't matter.
So you did do that, and he doesn't want to. What's the next step? Because you're talking to him, it's not working. You're trying your styles, it's not working. This one there is hard. And you know, sometimes I can also appreciate that you don't want your matters to go out there, but I also feel like there's that one person who can speak.
I think that's
him.
usually your counselor.
Yes.
That's usually your counselor. I think that's usually your counselor. But I also wanted to add that, you know, missionary is not, she can variate the missionary.
Yes.
She can variate the missionary. Yes, she can. I mean, if this is how he's going to play, she might as well play along. Okay, you want me on my back? Okay, here's one leg up. True. I'm still on my back.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel as if, yes, she can start with variating the missionary and see how he takes that.
And she can cross her legs as well.
Hey,
try that. Yeah, like girlfriend, take control. This is your marriage. This is your bed. Take control. Cross them legs. Your leg
on his shoulders.
Oh yeah, sister, you're on the spirits.
Right.
Yeah. Just do everything else with your back.
With your back on the bed.
Oh,
he wants your back on the bed.
I gotcha.
To variate the missionary.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other? Okay. Let me bring in Sammy. Yeah. Talk to me.
I think that each partner deserves to be made happy in a relationship and to have his or her needs met, whatever they may be, especially when those needs cannot be met outside of the relationship. And I might say cannot, and what I mean by that is both parties have made a choice that they are going to be together, they're not going to have sex with any other people. So what that says to me is we both have a responsibility to make sure that the other party is happy. So if both people are not having their basic needs met and their desires satisfied, then there's a problem in the relationship. Whether that's a result or a cause of those needs or lack of, there's a problem. I think that this goes deeper than she has any clue about. I think that her only concern was to be intimate with this guy so she could see what he was like in bed. But I don't think that there were conversations about the past, how you feel about intimacy. I don't feel like a lot of conversations that were important were had. And now, unfortunately, those conversations have to be had in the marriage. And there's a really deep reason why he doesn't want to talk. We don't know what that is. Only she can find out. But I can tell you for a fact that she's not going to be able to continue like this for the rest of the marriage. You can already hear it.
Yeah.
Sexual frustration is a real thing.
This thing for me is a hard thing because it's just a hard one. You know, it's sensitive for people. But I think that it must always be done in a positive light. It must always be done without blame. It must always be done in a conversational manner. So at some point, maybe she could try something like, you know, baby, what does it mean for you to have your sexual needs satisfied? You know, relaxed conversation, hear what he has to say. And then she says, you know, I would really love or enjoy A, B, C, and D. Reason being, I enjoy this, I would like this. And she needs to be strong because this is going to take, like, you know, pulling up the jersey now and getting him to talk about things he doesn't want to talk about. Because unfortunately for him, it's not just about him.
Right.
It's not about him, and you know, it's also about her. And you can't live a life like this. I mean, it's vanilla. Clearly, it's too vanilla for her. You know, she wants a little bit of sprinkles. She wants a bit of chocolate.
Ooh, yeah.
And coffee.
Ooh,
You know, so she's gonna have to be brave and keep doing it and keep doing it. I'm sorry for him, but it's not just about him. It's not all about him. And so that says something to me though about the relationship too. And I wonder if the relationship is like that as well. Not just the sex, but the relationship as a whole. Does he get to say, this is it, and I'm done? Does she feel like she doesn't have a voice?
Exactly.
It goes deeper for me than just the sex. She needs, I mean, I don't know what their marriage is like, but I think she needs to have a holistic view of what the marriage is. Because if we're talking about living the next 50 years of our lives together, I'm sorry, but we both have to be happy.
Totally agree. Quick one though, does it strike you as odd that he didn't want to get intimate with her before they got married?
No, there's a lot of guys who do this. Sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted to add something, and this is actually more for the men. So we're socialized into believing that women don't have sexual needs.
True.
Right? So I'm hoping that her husband is watching as well. And I can say this on authority. Sexual frustration is a real thing.
Yes.
And eventually she will cheat. She will get what it is that she's looking for elsewhere if you don't give it to her. This is me being as blunt as I possibly can. Because you see, once you have tasted the good life, you know what it tastes like. And so if you're being given vanilla all the time, at some point, you will go and find your chocolate somewhere else. So yeah.
And it also makes me wonder.
Sorry.
She's gonna be like, I'm done. She's just gonna say, I'm done. It's either she's gonna find it somewhere else, or she's gonna find a chocolate on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it also makes me wonder, you know how she said that in the beginning of the relationship, he didn't want them to have sex, and like he didn't believe in premarital sex and everything. It makes me wonder that did they ever have like marriage counseling, and did the counselors ever talk about sex? And even between them, did they ever talk about sex in terms of positions, what they wanted, just like Savi mentioned? Because then if there were counselors in the picture, then it would be easier for them to go back to these same counselors and say, yo, this is what's happening to our lives intimately. What you could also do is you probably share some videos. Now everything is, phone. Share a couple of videos about, I don't know, sex positions, about intimacy, Kama Sutra. Share some, some research stuff that you say, oh, babe, I sent some information. What do you think? Do you think it's something that we could...
I've had someone who used to have PME say to me is my best.
What's that?
Yes, PME is premature ejaculation.
Oh, right.
Yes, and I went to him with material that could help, and he said, oh, I'm doing my very best.
Oh, wow.
So all, my point is, yes, you can do all of this. Yeah. Wait.
No, mentality.
He was doing his very best. As in 6 seconds.
So 6 seconds
was his very best.
So she should be okay.
So all of this material I'm bringing, really and truly, 6 seconds is his very best.
Wow.
Anyway, that's when I go to the kitchen and I cook all sorts of things. Hopefully it helps.
Oh, no.
Aphrodisiac.
Like I said, you will find your chocolate.
But sometimes, what if you can't find your chocolate? What if you genuinely don't want to feel guilty? Or what if you genuinely don't want to go out of the marriage context to be able to
why put her in that position?
Yeah,
that's why you need to have a talk with her.
It's a two-way thing.
Agreed. But they need to have that serious talk, because I feel like she's like knocking at a hard wall,
right?
And he's not going to get through to him. So she can't do it on her own, because so far, so bad.
Yeah.
So you need somebody that you can trust, a counselor, somebody to speak some sense into him, because it's not about him, it's about her. Because she doesn't want to end up in the asylum, She doesn't want to go mental, because women need sex. Everybody needs sex. We are all products of sex. I so condone sex, yes. In the confines of marriage, yes.
Okay. Yes. Olivia's spoken. All right. So, Charlie said it all. I'm going to read some comments here. Yeah.
The man is on a mission.
Yeah. Prince says, when he's asleep, go down on him, ride him. He can't resist. After that, he'll see the light. Missionary will be a thing of the past. Hilda says, sleeping with him before marriage wouldn't have solved anything. If you had slept with him and found out he loves only missionary, you would have left him because of that. So talk to him, find a way to infuse the other styles that you want. Princess says, Madam, after all the styles you've had in your past relationships, don't come and kill someone's son with your skills.
I know, right? I know, right?
It's going to be for the next 50 years. What does she expect? Collect the missionary piety.
Oh boy.
Quietly.
Honorable says, this lady pa, you confess that the man is sweet and kind. I beg, what again?
Stop.
Maybe the man is on a missionary mission. Hey, so allow him. Justice says, where is your problem? I think he's one of those horse riders. Shame. Keep quiet and enjoy the cross style. Albert says, you want a man who will turn you over and over like he's washing his shirts.
Washing machine is spinning. She wants to be spun.
What if he was a 2-minute man? Please be content. I can't believe what I'm reading. Kofi says, excuse me, shaking my head, thought she was going to say small something or poor performance. I'm getting, no one tampa. Yeah, okay. Emunatu says, one position, dear, plan B. Please discuss it with him. Push him down somewhere and take charge.
Amen.
Do you have to wait for him to always request? If you sit on him once, he will change his old mentality. Missionary.
That's right. That's right.
Ibrahim says, my sister, stay put and be wise. Sexual satisfaction is not the only responsibility in marriage. Besides, he satisfies you, but your selfish and sexually stylish interest is giving you this problem. Madam, sexuality style esewara.
Can I say
Yes,
something?
please say something.
Okay, so have you noticed the trend with the messages?
Right.
The women are all saying the same things
As we are. Exactly.
And the men are
defending.
defending.
Yeah.
You see, it's the way we're socialized. Like, legit, people believe that women don't have sexual needs.
Right. Just be satisfied
Yes,
with whatever
just be
you're
satisfied
given.
with what you're...
See? You gotta talk, women. You gotta talk. Tell the man. You gotta talk. If you don't talk, dear Charlie.
Henry says, have you actually tried talking to him about this, because it seems you feel shy about it? You're hoping he magically does something different in the bedroom. Perhaps he's conversant with a missionary position and doesn't want to change anything. So talk to him, or probably educate him on other positions and the excitement it can bring to the bedroom. If talking doesn't work, one day whilst he's doing his missionary thing, slowly roll him onto his back and ride him like you are saying. Make sure he enjoys it so he starts seeing something new. Samuel says, one of the few questions I want to ask God when I meet him is, why is only male orgasms necessary for reproduction? We wouldn't be solving this today.
Actually, scientifically, not necessarily.
Exactly.
Because it's been proven that women get pregnant quicker when they orgasm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And especially when we're ovulating, and that's
Yes.
when we're most sensitive, and that's when the fluids are secreting in the right places at the right time. So yeah, it takes two to tango.
Right. We'll go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Little man, just see him go. This baby can run all day long. I wonder what I would do if there were two of him. I am very happy I decided to wait before having another child. Luckily, I met a family planning advisor at a salon who gave me great advice. I also claimed the Advantage Secure gifts. Now I can space the birth of my children as I want. With Secure, I decide.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Don't forget the balloons,
Check.
the DJ,
Check.
and the drinks.
Listen, honey, I've got this party under control, okay?
Daddy, don't forget our birthday cake with the sparkly candles. Daddy, are you there?
The parties are 4 p.m., honey. Don't be late.
With
the all-new CowPay on the CowBank app and website, you don't have to worry about carrying cash. Just place your order with your favorite merchant and pay with a Visa or MasterCard, mobile money or CowBank account, or scan and pay. Visit the Play Store or App Store and download the CowBank app today. CowBank app. Forget to cash.
CowBank. Forward.
Welcome back. Sister City TV, Citi FM. We're live in Sub-Saharan Africa on DSTV channel 363 as well. So it's Sister. We're reading your messages. And we'll go into this one here. It says, I dated my wife for just 6 months and we got married over 9 years ago. I had a son before we got married, even though she mentioned to me during courtship that she never wanted to marry someone with a child. Unfortunately, I lost my son about 5 years ago, and up to date, we don't have a child of our own. I went in for IVF and IUI, and just this has cost me about 40,000 cedis over the period, but nothing positive came out. She claims to be 38 years, but in reality, she's about 45. And she has 3 brothers after her, and the immediate brother is married with 3 kids. His firstborn is between 13 and 15 years old. Sisters, my wife has a certain trait I didn't pick up during our courtship days. She has a very selfish ambition and doesn't want any relation of mine to get close to me. We have stayed with at our current place for 5 years, and only one of my brothers knows where that place is. But she always welcomes her siblings and their children. There's also this issue of an educational gap between us. I tried to bridge it, but she keeps telling me that I'm disturbing her and that it annoys her. Her frequent statements, mostly made during these little misunderstandings, are, after all, we won't take marriage to heaven. And also, the money I've spent on her, someone has even spent more than that. Can you imagine she went for a lab test, which costs us over 600 cedis? I asked for a receipt to put the claim in at work, and then she went like, so you're recording all the expenses being made on me? I never got the receipt. Sisters, these and many more things are things she does, and I've eventually checked out. She once said my son should not call her mama because she's not his mother. Sometimes I feel disappointed. My son and I feel so guilty because I should have stamped my authority when it was needed. Could you please advise me, as the love is no more and I can't keep wasting time and financial resources on this woman? That's a very interesting story. Yeah. Savvy, can I come to you with this one? I don't know what your thoughts are.
What were you saying about the education gap?
Yeah, so says there's this issue of an educational gap between us that he tried to bridge, but she keeps saying that basically he's disturbing her with like noise of going back to school or something like that, and it really annoys her.
He's saying that he's educated and she's not?
It sounds like. I mean, someone obviously is on a higher level. He's on a higher level.
Okay, so my thing then is, first of all, when are you sacrificing too much in a relationship? Okay? I have questions because I like questions because I hope that questions get people thinking about their own situation instead of just listening to other people tell them what they think. And so, first question, how committed does he think she is? Would she go to the lengths and breadths and do the same for him as he does for her? It's not tit for tat, it's just love and appreciation. When he thinks about it, does one of them want it more than the other? Can he think of a better solution in regards to fixing this problem? I know he's asked us, but for himself, he knows her. He's been in the situation. Does he think it's possible for them to negotiate around each other's needs? And I'd also like for him to think about what is his motivation for being in this relationship. The issues that I'm seeing are control from her. Second one is isolation. She has made it a point to isolate him. And it's actually very scary for me because abusive partners isolate. Usually it's abusive, emotionally or physically abusive partners isolate. So that if things happen, there's nobody there to protect you. There's nobody there to be there for you. So I find it very interesting. So a huge isolation here. That is actually scary for me. The fact that his brother's only been to his place once in 5 years is a shocker. So that also tells me probably doesn't have much of a social life. All that matters is her comfort. She always comes first. Their life is filled with her choices. It's all about her. It's all about her. I think that this guy is a means to an end for her, and he's been a means to an end for her from the beginning. The fact, if what I'm reading is correct, that she lied about her age is, yes, is a deep thing. I mean, do you understand? Yeah. This guy has lost a child. He wants a child. She's at the age where we all know normally it's incredibly hard to fall pregnant. So she, from the beginning of the relationship, she said she was 7 years older than what she was. This guy is a means to an end for this, for this woman. And there is so much betrayal here. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
It's all about her. It's all about her.
True. Well, he does want some advice on, basically how to proceed. He does say that the love is no more.
Yeah, I think therein lies his answer. If there's no more love, and obviously I don't even think she's deserving of his love. Like, you lie about your age, you isolate a man from his family, you don't want his child, I'm glad the love is no longer there. It's easier for him to walk away from this. It's scary. Yeah. It's your whole family is only one brother that knows your house and has been there once in 5 years. So what if she kills you? Right. Your family won't know. Do you get what I mean?
Right.
I'm actually happy that, because as you were reading, I had all of these expressions, and then when he said, because the love is no longer there, I was relieved. Because then when somebody says the love is no longer there, it's easy to say, move. Yeah. Because I do not think this woman is deserving of his love. That's my opinion. I don't think she's deserving of his love.
Right. Libby.
It's so terrible how what he said kept unfolding. There are women who can't have their own biological children, but once they decide to adopt, immediately for some strange reason they end up having a child. And you did mention that your son used to be alive, and he recently died, and she would shout at your son and tell him, don't call me mommy, I'm not your mommy. And the fact that she knew that she couldn't have children, she lied about her age, she had an opportunity to even mother your child, and she didn't have any affection towards him, and he's dead, and still she goes on about, you paid 40,000 for IVF, so there are people who can even pay more. So what's your biggie? Yeah. That's so below the belt. How selfish can you be? You know what, sweetheart? You're a good man. Okay, you're a good man. Clearly you love your home. This was not what you planned. You went in with a clean heart, hoping that she was for real. Ended up finding out that she's not for real. Unfortunately, life always doesn't go the way we want it to go. But I really don't see this marriage moving forward. For your own good. Love is beautiful when it's given and when it's returned. It's such a beautiful thing. In this situation, it's only you. And like Sabi rightly said, she doesn't care. she's very selfish. It's all about her. It's all about what she can get from you. She lied about her age because who knows? She probably knows that she has infertility issues.
Yes,
She probably knows, and she's probably leading you on. And the fact that recently she demanded money from you to go do some tests,
and that she can't provide a receipt.
She can't provide a receipt. She's like being sneaky.
Yeah,
she's being shady. Like, what's that about?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, is there anything she brings to the table? You know, you continue to fork out money for her health, for her everything. I wonder what, and if she's not emotionally even connecting with you, technically, why are you in the marriage? I mean, it's hard, sweetheart, it's hard, but I don't think that this is a marriage you should be in. Learn from your experiences and just move on. But and moving forward, I don't want you to feel like you're a problem, or I don't want you to sort of carry your bitter experiences into your new relationship. Just wash your hands. It's done. I really don't know. With this attitude, I cannot even begin to imagine what divorce is going to look like.
Yeah.
She will demand the world from you.
Yeah, she will drag him.
You need a good lawyer, and you need to start looking at how best, because if you ask me, you've invested this whole time in this relationship. I don't see why she should go away with a penny from you. But I don't know. But then again, you know, the law is usually on the women's side. Just get a good lawyer. Just look at how best you can get yourself out of this marriage. And plus, time is going. I feel like you feel like time is going for you. And genuinely and truly, there are people out there who would really love you for you and who won't treat you this way. But I think you should exit ASAP. ASAP for your own sanity.
For him.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I feel sad for him. You know, we usually sit here and it's usually men giving
women
wahala, right? And then you hear this one story where it's a woman, and you know, it kept going and going and going, and I'm thinking, my God, he's married to the devil. You know, I feel really, really sorry for him. And like she said, look, he needs to get out ASAP, because
Make me understand this, ladies, though. This whole thing of people, and this happens a lot, more often than probably we like to admit, where people separate you from your friends, from your, what's the logic? How does that work?
Okay, so it's usually people with all sorts of insecurities. Okay, it's all sorts of insecurities playing up. They're insecure about you sleeping with other people. They're insecure about you finding out things about them that they don't want you to find out. They're insecure about people pointing out their flaws because you're in love. And love, you have your blinders on, you know, so they think that, oh, but your friends don't have their blinders on, so they can tell what kind of person he or she is. So they try and take you away from all of the people who love you. And like Sabi said, ultimately it becomes abusive, because you have nobody, you know, there's nobody to turn to, and so they're all you have. And so whatever it is they're doing to you, until you are actually able to, and these people are usually very sweet to outsiders. You know,
so no one would believe.
No one would even believe. They're usually very, very sweet to outsiders, and so no one would believe that this is actually going on. It gets to a point where you actually even stop telling that you're being abused. You know, because but he's such a sweet man. He's such a sweet woman. She's such a sweet woman. So then you stop telling. You know, but that's ultimately that's the end plan, to cut off everybody who can point out that he's not necessarily the best for you, or she's not necessarily the best for you.
And can you imagine that family members, like, assuming... Sabi saying something.
Yeah, Sabi, go ahead. Sorry,
love. I'd also like to add, though, that they're very clever about the people that they do that to.
Yes.
So they don't just meet you and do that to you. They're sociopaths. You know, they get your weaknesses, and usually they get someone who's insecure, has a hang-up, or they know is in love with them. So it's not just, you know, it's not just a thing that happens naturally. They've checked you out.
Yes.
They've tested you.
Yes.
They've seen, and then what they do is they actually use your weaknesses against you.
Yes.
Right.
Because your weaknesses, when someone's got a weakness, right, and I come to you and I'm in love with you, and I tell you my weakness, I'm telling you my weakness because I want it to be okay.
Okay.
I want to matter in spite of my weakness. So that person in the beginning loves you in spite of your weakness, but then when they turn into that monster, they turn your weakness against you and they go, no wonder nobody loves you.
Right.
Because of you.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, spot on there.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to end the show right now. We're out of time. My producer's in my ear. So, yeah, ladies, it's been great. It's been great. We'll pick up this conversation same time next week. Thank you so much for watching. The show is brought to you by Vodafone and Secure. My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Sister is sponsored by Secure. Secure,